Let's take you on a little tour here to Williamsville, New York. This is just off the Thruway, and you see what I see. What is that just offshore of the road? Yeah, we got some accumulating snow now, grassy surfaces. Roadway, the Thruway itself is largely just wet at this point, but this is typically how things go. You first get some of the accumulation, the higher elevations, the bridges, the grass, and then eventually some of the roadways start to get snow covered too, especially as temperatures continue to drop. We are now officially at freezing in Rochester and Sodus, so any snowflakes that are out there are at least going to have some chance to accumulate as long as they end up coming down at a heavy enough clip, which, honestly, for the time being right now, is really not an issue. Now, we've got some snow showers mainly along and south of the Thruway. What we are waiting on, though, overnight tonight will be looking more northerly. We're going to start to get some batches and bands of snow, courtesy of Lake Ontario. And once we get that more northerly component to the wind, we can scoop up some of that lake moisture and get things going. Two advisories, and neither of them include the Rochester area. You've got Wyoming, which has been there for a while. The new one is Orleans County. They've been added to the Winter Weather Advisory Fund all the way through 6 a.m. The official headline there for Orleans, and I would imagine it's mainly higher elevations, has snow potential there of 3 to 5 inches, which is not what we are expecting in Rochester by tomorrow morning. But we're also not entirely snow-free either. So here's our high-res model. Let me take you through about 6 a.m. tomorrow. Note how the wind flow is now turned northwesterly. Temperatures at the surface are in the upper 20s. So we got the cold air, we've got the moisture, the snow is falling. That is a recipe, in my opinion, for what could be a slightly slower drive into work tomorrow where these bands persist. And because this is lake effect, that's always the key phrase out of this. Not everybody gets the same amount of snow that you're going to see in our snow map, nor do you all fall within the same snow chances. This is an overall look and flavor to things that, generally speaking, just means the chances of snow are going up all the way through tomorrow morning, 70 to 80% through 9 a.m. That would be the rush hour commute, and then dropping fast as we go into the afternoon, which is why we think tomorrow morning is likely going to be, if there are any issues, that's the time frame that we have to watch. So a lot going on this map, and that's usually how lake effect goes. It's not just everybody gets one thing. We're doing our best to try to kind of fine-tune this. There's your little higher pop of snow with the advisory in Orleans. There you go with the advisory in Wyoming, some of the deeper blue showing up there. Downtown Rochester, could we get our first inch of snow tomorrow of the season? Hasn't happened yet, and we're due. November 20th is the average. It's possible. I don't know that I'd say necessarily likely, but there's a decent chance, better chance for at least an inch, maybe 2, perhaps even 1 to 3 if you're getting lucky, would be northern Wayne and then into northern Monroe County, and then just outside of the immediate lakeshore, generally how that works. So big deal snow, no, but snow nonetheless. And then we kind of quiet down on Thursday. Rain snow mix possible on Friday, not that big of a deal. We have eyes on the weekend. That could be your next shot of a bigger ticket weather maker. Models are trying their best to come in line on a new area of low pressure developing. Now, the models have not figured this out yet, and this is kind of a recent trend here today. This is a blend of the GFS here and the European model here. Note the differences, number one, in intensity. The Euro is way stronger. Timing, the Euro is also faster, and then maybe most importantly, the track. If the Euro is right and this ends up being a big coastal low, it's a nor'easter that will affect eastern New York, but probably not do much for us here in western New York, so it wouldn't be that big of a problem. If the GFS is right and this low tracks a bit more inland, that shield of moisture and precip would have a higher chance of affecting us. So that would have probably bigger implications on our weather with a more inland track. We will see how this goes. Highs into the weekend should do no better than the upper 30s, if even that, if we're lucky. And then obviously we watch for those rain and snow chances depending on where that low wants to go.